Welcome back to another video on the channel. This video is going to be a little bit different than the usual ones. I'm not going to be talking about any individual tennis matches or players or tournaments. This video is just going to be a thank you to any new subscribers and anyone that's watched any of my content over the past year on YouTube. Before the Australian Open 2021 I had around 60 subscribers. I've now got 150, which is great. I got over 10,000 views in February on my Australian Open videos, which again is fantastic and something that I thoroughly enjoy doing. It was brilliant to cover another Grand Slam on the YouTube channel. Predicted both winners as well, which is always a huge bonus. But I just thought I would make a quick video talking about what's to come on this channel in 2021 and some of my aims for this year in tennis. So kicking things off with March, I'm going to be covering the Qatar Open on this channel later on this month. The return of Roger Federer, which I can't wait for. I made a video after the Australian Open talking about the men's Grand Slam tennis title race, who will finish with the most Grand Slams. I talked in that video in length about Federer, whether I think he could come back and win a Grand Slam title, and in my opinion I don't think he can. But if he was to come back in Qatar and look somewhere near back to his best and pick up a couple of titles before Wimbledon, then Roger would go to that Grand Slam as one of the favourites. So I'm very interested to see how Roger is after a long injury layoff. Also at that event we've got the likes of Dominic Thiem and Andrei Rublev. Them three are definitely the highlights. Will be a great event and I'm very much looking forward to covering that one on the channel. Moving on to April, the start of the clay court season. I'll be covering the men's Monte Carlo Masters and the women's Madrid Open. That will lead perfectly into the French Open that starts in May. Grand Slam that I'm a huge favourite of. I did actually plan to go to the French Open last year and this year, but I don't think there'll be any fans due to COVID, and even if there is, it'll be very difficult to travel from the UK. So I think Roland Garros will have to wait for another year again. But I will be doing daily coverage of the men's and women's tournament. Another Grand Slam ticked off, so I can't wait for that one in May. Now on to June, where I am hoping to work at the Nottingham Open in the UK as a media assistant. So last year I applied for that role and I was offered it, but the tournament unfortunately got cancelled due to COVID. So I've looked to do it again this year and it's looking likely, which would be great. Still a little bit of an unknown due to COVID, how much media and fans are going to be allowed at the events, but hopefully I can get to that one. The last tennis tournament I actually covered was the Manchester Trophy back in 2018, when I got opportunities to interview players like Asia Mohammed and Naomi Brody and Sarah Sorribes Tormo and the champion Ons Jabeur. And that tournament made me realise that tennis was the sport I wanted to work in. You know, I hadn't really worked at a tennis tournament before, but it was part of my work experience for university degree, and it just made me realise how much I love the sport of tennis and how much I wanted to work for it, and I've chased the dream ever since. So moving on to the end of June and July, looking at Wimbledon. Again, I'd love to be working at Wimbledon this year and I'll be applying for everything possible to do so. My dream for Wimbledon is to probably commentate in the outside courts in those matches, but even if I was just on radio or podcasting or writing about the event would be brilliant. So any in which way I can be working at Wimbledon this year I will be trying to. If not, I do want to attend as a fan, but again it's still an unknown with COVID how many fans or if any will be allowed at Wimbledon this year. Regardless, I will be covering the men's and women's tournaments on this YouTube channel, as I haven't had the opportunity yet to cover Wimbledon because last year it was cancelled. So can't wait for Wimbledon if I'm there or if I'm not, but hopefully working at Wimbledon is the dream. The end of July is the Olympics at tennis, and we've got a jam-packed tennis schedule this year, very different to last year. I'll definitely be covering those 6-day long events. I can't wait for the tennis at the Olympics. I think it always has a special feeling due to it being once every 4 years. So I'll definitely be interested in covering that to see who takes home the gold medals. Moving on to August for the American Hardcourt Swing, Cincinnati and US Open, the highlights. Always a big fan of the American Hardcourt tournaments. So we'll definitely be covering those two men's and women's tournaments on this channel. Now I'm not sure if the schedule is fully complete after then. I know we've got the Laver Cup and the Shanghai Masters and ATP finals on the men's side. There'll be some huge tournaments on the WTA as well, which I'll be covering some of those in 2021. And finally I do want to get some more player interviews, you know, particularly in the lead up to the UK grass court season. I'll be doing lots of videos around that time just talking about how Brits are getting on and what tournaments they've got coming up. because the name of this channel is to help improve British tennis and give our players more exposure, which I'm very happy with what I've done so far with those player interviews. I think the main aim for me this year is to start working in tennis and get myself to tournaments or commentating. As much as I love doing this YouTube channel, and I think it's helped with my presenting skills and video skills and building this portfolio of work, it's a great experience as well. At the end of the day, it doesn't pay money and it's not a full-time and long-term career. I'm hoping that someone will give me an opportunity in tennis media because of this YouTube channel, and that's partly why I thank you all for subscribing to this channel and watching my videos and commenting on them and following me on Twitter and Instagram, because I think the bigger the support that I can get and the bigger I can build my profile, the more chance I've got of working in tennis media. So thanks to everybody who does subscribe and keeps up with my social media channels and comments on the videos and stuff like that. It is much appreciated. I think for any dream job in life, you have to work hard and make sacrifices, and I feel like I've done my fair share now of learning and getting experience. You know, I've been to university and got my degree, and I've done lots of writing on blogs and time on this YouTube channel and doing podcasts and writing about football and everything. So I'm just feel ready now to get a full-time career in sports media, but hopefully it is in tennis. For example, like with these videos, viewers like yourself just see the final product, but for those player interviews I got last year, I think I ended up getting 11 or 12, and there was something I thoroughly enjoyed doing. I was very proud of the final outcome, but I spent weeks sending hundreds of emails to players and coaches and managers and agencies asking for interviews. Usually 1 in 30 or something actually reply or say yes, to which then you have to research the full players' careers, create questions, arrange a date, a time, edit the video. So it is a long process, and it's the same as covering tournaments. I spent hours writing notes for videos, and at times when you're not getting the opportunities, you do feel like you're doing a lot of work and putting in a lot of hours without little reward, and it is difficult sometimes. Money isn't everything, but I do want a career in tennis media, and when you are dedicating all of that time and not getting the opportunity, it is tough, but I think with any dream job, and particularly in sports media, it's not an easy industry to get into, but it's all about consistency and patience, and that's the two things that I always keep in mind. Consistency and patience. Keep working hard, creating content, believing that you will get an opportunity on the big stage, and you just got to stay positive. As I say, keep producing content. You can't let yourself go down, and you just got to hope that one day someone does watch your videos or reads your blog or reads a piece of your work and thinks, I'm going to give this person an opportunity. So I'm hoping that happens in 2021. But just a final message, thank you for anyone that is watching and subscribing to the channel, just follow me on Twitter. It is massively appreciated, and there's lots of content coming, so do stay tuned, and hopefully it's a great year for tennis and the YouTube channel. So thanks again, and I will see you on the next video.